Welcome or welcome back to the Light Renegades. My name is Starr. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. To those that might be new, I shall be reading a pre-channeled message from a fractal of David Bowie's energy, and I want to say if these spaces are for you, these messages are going to align. Otherwise, this just isn't your space for you. And I always put a massive trigger warning on all of my content, all of the content over here on the Light Renegades, because we delve into a lot of spaces that are very taboo in nature, and specifically now. And I want to say that I find myself in a very interesting expression where I know that I'm going to be bringing forward information that, quite frankly, the world hasn't been privy to before, and I feel very grateful to be in that space. But I want to say that I'm not the only one that has heard this calling, and I watched a video the other day that was super interesting for me, and I'm going to tag it in the description below because I thought this is so interesting that I wasn't the only one getting this call. And I want to say that this soul is bringing forward different aspects of people that have been in the public eye for almost the very same understanding, but just in a different trajectory is the easiest way that I'm going to be able to share that with you all. So if you do watch that video, you will understand what I'm trying to say. But I feel like there is a lot of information that gets only so far in its understanding, and it's because it's here for the awakening of different aspects of the collective. And I want to say that over here at the Light Renegades, we have been pushing consciousness to its absolute parameters of expanse and understanding, and I've been pushing my consciousness to the absolute parameters of expanse and understanding. And I'm going to share a little bit more about that in the latest energetic update video. So if you want to be partaking in that expression, I'm going to tag it in the description. But this is about us coming to an understanding that what we have been told is the truth just simply isn't the truth, and you have to find your own truth in the parameters of what you consider to be your reality. And me delving into aspects of souls that have passed like this is not the first time that I've done this. There is plenty more other souls that I've been communing with in the playlist if you want to go and check those out, because this is helping us put together a fabric of a truth that is different to that which we've already been taught. And this is for great purpose. This is for the ascension path. This is for those souls that want to be sovereign this lifetime. This is for souls that have been seeking the truths of this world. This is for souls that have been feeling confused about why they are here, why they feel so perhaps out of sorts living this life. That's what we're about over here at the Light Renegades. And it gets quite dense, it gets quite dark, it gets quite triggering in its expression. So please only receive our content when you feel ready to be partaking on something that is perhaps going to push your consciousness to its absolute limit. And I'm grateful. I'm just grateful to be at this time. I'm just grateful that we get to be in a space of communing with each other like this. And I'm so grateful for those that have been here for the longest time. I feel like this has been a true long time coming for this channel, and we are just ready to be sharing those expressions that we've been sat on for a real long time, at least myself over here. So I'm just grateful. But I'm going to read this pre-channeled message from David Bowie that I channeled a few nights ago, which was titled The Connection. And they started with, "Dear Light Souls, I appreciate you for seeing me and for allowing me to share my truth with you all. I want to share that you have been set free. You all here know the truths of this world, and I'm ready to let you all know now that it is time for you to truly go for gold. No more holding yourselves back, no more time for not letting yourself soar, fly, leap. I'm so grateful that I got to express myself somewhere. There have been aspects of me that I am proud of, truly proud of. I didn't lose all my sparkle and my shine, and it's interesting. Even under the thumb, I somewhere still shone a light that was mine, glimmers, flickers, moments, tiny moments. It's there until the last decade, at least. I've been watching so many this week shun the signs, the messages, the confirmations from myself, your teams of light, and all that we commune with over here. If you haven't worked it out by now, we have been creating a space for all, lighter spaces, shadow spaces, magic, universal love, healing, light workers, shadow workers, all one and the same over here. We have been creating a safe space for all to come together, leaving judgment at the door and allowing for all to be seen and appreciated. I'm grateful that I get to be a part of this now. This is what my soul had been seeking. Within the early years, you can see that within me. The pure magic, the crazy, the unusual, it's all of you here. Each of you here so incredible beyond comparison. If you can't feel it yet, I promise you, you will. As long as you keep saying to yourself, I am me, and that is enough. I wish I had more around me to share that with me, that I was enough exactly as I was. I was enough exactly as I should have been seen, but somewhere along the way, you let this slight hit the where some others penetrate, and you believe that you need to be sent. So I'm going to start that again. I was enough exactly as I should have been seen, but somewhere we all do this. Along the way, we let the slights hit, the where some others penetrate, and we start to believe that indeed we need to be something else. That's where the masks begin to form. I mentioned this in our previous time together, the mask that I wore. What mask are you still wearing now? Be honest with yourself. Look in the mirror. What do you see? If it's not pure love, then something is out of alignment, because at the center of it all, it is always love, and I knew this. I truly did know this, and it's heartbreaking to see where that was taken from me, because I gave in to pressure, and I became that which they wanted me to be. So if you're seeing this, know that this is your call to pull the mask down, to put the weight down. Don't listen to the fear of others, the projections of others. Everyone is hurting, playing these games with one another, some aware, others not. But only you can take responsibility for you. You don't have to reach out, drag others with you, turn within and focus your light so that others know how and where to shine their light, their true authenticity too. Gosh, every time I'm with this little light, I want to cry. I want to cry for you all. I wish you could see that which I see in all of you. I've seen you all looking at yourselves through the eyes of the unreachable. This is your call to focus on the light, your light, the fire that lives within you. Ignite it again and again and again. I promise you, even when you think it's gone out, it begins again, the cycles. So what can you do today to keep the fire steady, not let it burn out or overignite, but a steady flame that flickers in the wind but truly never goes out? I'm asking you to seek peace, the peace that I wasn't allowed to give myself. I made mistakes and I played the part. You get to decide what's next. Don't play into anyone's hands. The hand that you feel like you have been dealt, it is always an illusion. Even that which you think is the ultimate truth is an illusion in the eyes of the divine, the cosmos. Seek the fire that is constant and warming. And a conflicting message from me today, light warriors. I've been aligning more with the cosmic originals and that of my dear friend, a crow. This is what I've been seeking to create for lifetimes. If this is your truth too, you will feel this in your heart. And at this moment, I felt Aleister Crowley's energy come in. This is definitely another soul that is very much in tandem with David Bowie's expression. And I'm really grateful that I get to be in a space of aligning these two frequencies somewhere, because David had a real strong affiliation for Aleister Crowley's work, and it's interesting to be able to be in a space of communing with them both at the same time. And as I said, we push consciousness over here at the Light Renegades, and you know, if this is going to be for you, all of this is going to make sense to you. Otherwise, this just simply won't. And I let Aleister speak through at this time because he wanted to chime in on exactly what David has been speaking on. And he started with, love the light and the shadow as equal. Some are still refusing to see the truth. If you have fear of the dark, then you still aren't in alignment. Inner fire and strength over power. And that was his words, and they really stuck with me. Inner fire and strength over power. And I definitely feel like this is what I was battling at some points over here at the Light Renegades, when a lot of this frequency was coming in, this idea of high magic and actually communing with Aleister's frequency. And I really had to stand strong in my convictions of not letting this idea of power overtake me, but understanding that this power is just an inner fire that I can continue to let burn in a state that is going to be helpful for others. And this is exactly where I think many souls that are in the public eye go wrong. And this is where they, I guess, decide to make a decision. And, you know, not every soul is on that exact same understanding, but this idea of that once you get into a certain level of fame, once you get into a certain level of power, you either fold under the thumb of those that what they wish you to be, or you perhaps let the power go to your head. There was a lot of ego in that space. That is definitely where Aleister Crowley and a lot of his work came to, because he was wounded in his space. So we are trying to align with this idea of our personal power, our personal sovereignty, but that which is going to be helpful for the collective, helpful for others. Let us be of service to one another and help those that can't see their light and where to shine it. And the best way that we can do that is by shining our own light. And this is something that I was getting stuck on time and time again over in this space, over in my personal spaces, because I didn't want to shine my light because it got me in trouble in other spaces. I definitely was a soul that self-sabotaged. I was definitely a soul that was persecuted for my shine in other lifetimes. So it felt incredibly fearful for me to be shining my light and to be standing in my true authenticity at times. So I've been hiding this entirety of my life, and I was also hidden by you know, my teams of light and the divine at some spaces, because it just wasn't time for me to truly be stepping into my new soul signatures that I've been finding ever deeper every day. And this is going to be the same for all of you. So if you've been fearful in your spaces, I want to say that's almost good, because it's just showing you that you are trying to stay in balance. But now is the time to keep shining your light. And what did David say here? You all here know the truth of this world, and I'm ready to let you all know that now is the time for you to truly go for gold. And this idea of I am gold, I am sovereign is something that I've been saying to myself time and time again on this path, and truly feeling that. And you have to have a certain level of personal understanding and also personal confidence to be able to keep going on this path. And I came to a space in my personal spaces recently where I just asked for respect in all of my spaces, because I knew that I was triggering a lot of people, and I really kept quiet in that space, and I knew that it wasn't helping anyone. So I've said, you know, I ask for respect in all my spaces. My heart is truly there for anyone, and I've been trying to ask other people, you know, to step forward and to be working with me and communing with me if they want to. And I want everyone else out there to have that same expression too. Stand in your light. It is not arrogance. It's okay to feel powerful. It's okay to feel like you sparkle and shine. I want everyone to sparkle and shine. That is what I ask for this world. You know, that is what I pray for behind the scenes, is for everyone to feel their personal power. So know that to have personal power is not wrong. It's not a wrong expression. I'm saying this to my empaths out there. I'm saying this to my personal, you know, super duper sensitive souls. I've been one of them. I still am one of them. And it takes a lot for me to step forward and say, hey, this is my truth and this is my light, because I know that it hurts others. And at certain moments in my journey, I was shrinking because I didn't want other people to feel inferior to me. And I now realize that I'm not helping anyone do that. All I have to do is just shine my light and have my arms fully open for those that are going to be receptive in that space. And I will share whatever I know with so many out there. This is what my whole life's work has started to become. Well, it has been the entirety, but I just wasn't in awareness of that. I'm sharing that which I've already gone through so that others can feel inspired to do that and know that they can go through those challenges and come out the other side. And specifically those that want to be stepping into a path of a little bit more light, this is a space for you. We have arms open for everyone. This is why we've gone the way that we have over on the Light Renegades. This is why I delved into a lot of spaces that were into darker practices, darker magic somewhere, so that we could understand this space together. And also, I've lived many lives in those realms that I could come here and be this space and allow for others to see where they can commune aspects of a little bit more light to bring you into this full connection of yourself, so that you can put the mask down. A lot of people wear this mask of power, but it's actually just ego, and it's actually a lot of fear in that space too. And I want to say, stepping into your personal power is going to feel like chaos at first. It is going to feel strange. It is going to feel unusual. And specifically when you're stepping forward into new soul signatures, you feel like a completely different being. But I'm going to halt here, because I'm going to share a little bit more about that in the latest energetic update video, which I'll tag in the description below for those that might not catch this in real time. Because we're now in a space where we're ready. We're ready to take on more power. We're ready to take on more of an expression of why we are truly here. And we want to be living in the glimmers and the sparkles and the shine. At least that's what I want to be doing over here on the Light Renegades. So for those that want to continue following this space, you know, please do continue to be partaking in our information. If this space isn't for you, you know, please, I send you off in good health and good wealth, and I hope that you find the spaces that are for you. And I feel like this, you know, might split the crowd somewhere, and I completely understand that, but we're going for gold over here. We're going for ultimate sovereignty. We're going for ultimate personal power. And that's my expression over here. That's what we are all here to be experiencing over here, at least with these expressions of Aleister Crowley, David Bowie, and some other aspects that I'm going to bring forward when the time is right. This is about finding personal power. This is about finding our own inherent magic and how we can help others in that expression and not take it to this darkest expression that it just doesn't need to be in. And I know that this rocks the boat in some aspects of religious understanding, which is why I say I'm not religious. I guess I'm spiritual somewhere, but my understandings come from very different fractals of understanding it, expression, and that's with great purpose. But I'm getting ahead of myself. That'll be for another day, everyone. But that's all for myself, David Bowie and Aleister Crowley, and we'll be back with you very soon. Take care.